Hey everyone, حالتون چطوره? It means how are you in Farsi language? Very welcome back to Let's Cook with Rozina. It's lovely to see you as usual and I hope I find you very well today. If you are familiar with Iranian culture, maybe you know that Iranian New Year or Nowruz is around the corner and just 2 days later we are going to celebrate arriving of spring and Iranian New Year. So today I'm going to use puff pastry and make two different pastries, cookies that are popular in Iran during the year and especially in Nowruz or Iranian New Year. So first one is a traditional and delicious sweet treat that called Shirini Zaban or Zaban Puff Pastry. Shirini Zaban or Persian Puff Pastry is from Qazvin in northwest of Iran. It's traditionally made with puff pastry and glazed with honey, saffron, rosewater and cardamom. Zaban means tongue in Farsi language and these pastries are aptly named for their tongue-like shape. They are popular during celebration of Iranian New Year or Nowruz and they are often served with a cup of tea. Shirini Zaban are golden brown and flaky pastries. Shirini Zaban it's not overly sweet and it has a flaky and crispy texture. And second recipe with puff pastry called Shirini Papioni. Shirini Papioni, as you see, resembles bow tie. Shirini Papioni is made with puff pastry dough and shaped into small bow ties. And after baking, it's typically dusted with icing sugar. Shirini Papioni is slightly sweet and it's perfect with a cup of tea or coffee. Let's get started. Preheat the oven to gas mark 6. Okay, first is first. To make Zaban puff pastry, you need to prepare a syrup. We need 4 tablespoons honey. Just look at this. I love honey. And then we should add 1 teaspoon saffron water and 2 tablespoons rose water. Or if you don't like rose water, simply skip it and add 2 tablespoons warm water and pinch of cardamom powder. Stir well and set aside. Just like this. Perfect. Now remove the puff pastry dough from the fridge and leave at room temperature for 5-6 minutes before rolling. And then cover the surface of the area of your work with some flour and place the puff pastry dough on floured surface. Your puff pastry should be a little cold and hard. And now what I'm going to do is use a sharp knife or cutter and divide the puff pastry dough into 2 parts. Perfect. And now it's time to apply honey syrup. This pastry brush is very helpful. So now brush honey syrup on all over the puff pastry, just like this. It's so easy and fun. And then sprinkle sugar on honey dough. And now carefully lay the second shade of puff pastry dough on top of the first one and gently press down to adhere the layers. Don't worry if the edges don't perfectly overlap because there is a solution for every problem. So you can use a sharp cutter to trim and even out the dough for a uniform single layer appearance. Perfect. And brush honey syrup all over the second layer of puff pastry dough. Perfect. Use the mold for making Shirini Zaban. Traditional Shirini Zaban mold is ideal. Don't worry if you don't have one. You can easily improvise by using an empty can like I'm doing here. And actually this empty can is doing perfect job. I like it. Perfect. Use the knife and make a small cut in the middle of each puff pastry. As you see in the film, refrigerate the shaped pastries for 15-20 minutes, and this helps the dough hold its shape during baking. If you like this video, subscribe to this channel by clicking on the button below. It's free, you know, and you will get access to all my new recipes as soon as they are published. And for second recipe with puff pastry dough, cover the surface of the area of your work with some flour. Place puff pastry dough on a floured surface. Use a pizza cutter or a sharp knife to cut the dough into long strips, and then cut them into small rectangles or strips as you see in the film. And now use a pastry brush and brush honey syrup on half of the puff pastry slices, just like this. Carefully lay one slice of puff pastry dough on top of the first one and gently press down to adhere the layers. Use a cutter, trim the edges and give a uniform shape to the dough. Give each small pastry slice a half a twist from the center as you see in the film, in a way that the pastry looks like a bow tie. Perfect! When all bow tie pastries twisted, refrigerate them for 15-20 minutes, then arrange them on the baking tray. Place Zaban puff pastry on the baking tray too and preheat oven to 6 gas mark. Bake the cookies for 10 minutes until it doubles in height, and then lower heat to 4 gas mark and bake another 15 minutes until golden brown. As the cookies baked in the oven, filling the kitchen with a warm sugary scent, I noticed my neighbor's cat perched on the windowsill and with those beautiful green eyes watching at me. Take the puff pastry tray out of the oven, and while Zaban pastry is hot, brush it again with honey syrup and then sprinkle with sugar and ground pistachios. But when it comes to bow tie pastries, let they cool and then use a little tea strainer and sprinkle bow tie pastries with icing sugar. Thank you very much for you all for watching this video, supporting my channel, leaving your lovely comments and share this video with others. Oh, by the way, you can watch my previous videos by clicking on playlist tab. I will catch up with you for another recipe soon. God bless and lots of love. Bye.